Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Friday's Through the Lens of Love devotional. So grateful to be here with you all today. The sun is shining. What a glorious day it is. And I wanted to bring something that's been relevant in my work and in my life this week. God is always speaking to us, and He is always speaking to me in the most beautiful ways, especially when I'm on a coaching call and something amazing comes out. That's not from me. That's like God guiding me. And I'm just so grateful for that. And this week I was sharing with my amplifiers how imposter syndrome really isn't the problem. The behavior of avoidance because of imposter syndrome is. And so we often feel something, right? Like we feel like we're not good enough, or this isn't good, or it needs to be perfect, or look what they're doing, or I can't do this, or I don't have the full confidence to go forward. And that stop in our thoughts feels really, really final. But faith allows us to ask, is there a doorknob there? And so I had my clients visualize, right? Like a stop sign, right? Like, so think about something that you've been doing in your life or that you've been wanting to do, and maybe you're on the path or maybe you haven't even started, and it just feels like there's a stop sign. And I want you to consider, like, what is on that stop sign? Is it the thought, I'm not good enough? Is it the thought, I need to do more research? Is it the thought that they're doing it better, or this is impossible, or I've failed before, or I've said I was going to do this and I'm not going to? So imagine like whatever's like keeping you from taking action. What is that thought? What is that thing? And imagine it's like written on a stop sign. Like you come up to the stop sign, it's just written. And most of us stay at the stop sign. Most of us are there. We wait there instead of 3 seconds, like legally we're supposed to do. I think that was the rule when I was back in driver's ed. But instead of like 3 seconds at a stop sign, we stay there for weeks and months and years, and sometimes our whole life, or sometimes we turn around and we go back. But faith asks, is there a doorknob there? So I had my clients visualize, and this is on a call. I'm like, hey, like, here's the stop sign. Visualize, instead of this stop sign stopping you, visualize that it's a doorway. And then I had them, and then God just spoke to me. He's like, ask them to see if there's a doorknob on the stop sign. And so I had them close their eyes and see that stop sign with what was written on it. And I said, and you notice that there's a doorknob on this stop sign. And I want you to, if you're willing to, right, open the door and walk through that. And one of the most beautiful verses that align with this message is in Revelations 3:8. I know your works. Look, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. And when I read that, when I focused on that, it was like, oh, God's never shutting the door. We shut it ourselves, right? Other people shut it, or we shut it. And that's what happens, right? I want you to think about the last time you had a thought that was holding you back, right? Like, this hasn't worked in the past. I can't do this. They're better than me. I need to do XYZ before I can start taking action, or before I can step forward. And I want you to just question that thought. Like, who said you can't go forward? Who said you can't try again? Who's right? Like, and most of the time, you will find that you are the one that is shutting the door. You are the one that is slamming the door in your face and putting up that big giant stop sign. So Revelations 3:8 was really powerful, right? He has set forth an open door for us, and we are the one that shut it, or other people, right? Try to shut it on us, right? But I want you to, next time you feel that stop sign, next time you feel that, like, I got to turn around, or I'm not good enough, or I've tried this before, or you're finding avoidance or inaction, I want you to say, okay, what's written on my stop sign? And can I look around? Is there a doorknob? Am I going to choose to turn the knob, even if I'm scared, right? Because this life and business and work isn't about like being fearless, right? There's fear and you're scared, but like, you can do it anyway. And when you take action, you build the belief. When you take action, you continue to build your faith. And most of us think that we need to have the faith. We need to have the full belief. We need to have the full confidence before we step into something. And that's just not true. That's just not true. Do you guys know how many times a day where I'm scared? Where I'm like, ooh, gosh, I don't know. But I have trained my brain, I have trained my body, I've trained my emotions and my senses to instead of pausing, go forward. And there are some times where like something comes up and there's an opportunity and I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good idea, right? Because the way that I've supported myself is like, I say yes, and then I figure it out. But you can't ever figure it out until you say yes, right? And so again, this week I was talking with my clients and this kept coming up and up and up, and I'm not surprised, but that often we call what we call imposter syndrome is avoidance. We're scared. I get it. We're scared. And avoidance really feels like a stop sign in our thoughts. But again, what if that stop sign didn't have an end? What if there's a doorknob on it? What if we get to open it up? What if the stop is actually an invitation not to turn back, but to turn towards God and to move forward differently? So check out Revelation chapter 3, verses 8. And I would like to just pray for you today in this space, any space that you might be feeling like you're stuck, or you're stopped, or you're avoiding something, or you're unsure, or there's decisions that aren't finalized in your head. And let me tell you, it's going to feel scary. It's going to feel scary whether you stand at the stop sign and don't move, or whether you open the doorknob and go through. So Lord, please hear and see all of these women who are watching. Give them so much peace and love in their heart. Give them courage to see that doorknob, to just open their eyes and be aware of it, to see that doorway that's available to them that the Lord never, ever closes to him, to his heart. And so, Lord, I ask you today to help these women be brave, even in the face of fear, even in uncertainty, to just reach their hand out, feel and see that doorknob and open the door and walk through, and trust that God is there with them every step of the way. Amen. So I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you, and continue to see yourself through the lens of love as God sees you. Amen.